Hello and welcome to the Virtual Makerspace program. My name is David and today I'll be helping you guys get into Scratch. This is, I think, our fourth video. I'm not really sure right now. Maybe fourth or fifth, actually. And we're going to be going on Scratch and learning different, tasks or different, blocks and what they do. And each of these videos build up to each other. So if you haven't watched the first one, you wouldn't know how to get here, or maybe you have experience and you know how to get here. But if you don't know how to get to this page that I'm at right now, please watch the first video. It's probably titled something like Introduction to Scratch or How to Use Scratch or something like that. I highly recommend it for people that are especially new to Scratch. But let's get started with this video right here. Today, we're going to be musicians. We're going to build stuff out of, or we're going to play music out of sprites on Scratch. Sprites are these characters right here. So first thing you want to do is delete the original cat character because cat isn't an instrument. We're going to bring our own instrument in here. We're going to choose one of theirs, obviously. If you want, you can be creative, draw your instrument or do something else, but we're going to start by choosing one of theirs. Let's choose, let's choose the saxophone. Now the saxophone, once it loads, it should bring up a bunch of different blocks for you. Let's move it to the side right here. And it should also give you an option for sounds to play. Now, whenever I want to make it so each instrument I click will play a sound. So let's go to events. When this sprite clicked, we're going to play sound. So we have to go to sounds, play sound, or start sound, sax, and let's choose C sax. Oops, that was the wrong one. C sax. And every time I click it, it should play that sound. Now, next thing we want to do is add a little bit more to the sax. I don't want it to just play this sound. Let's add more sound. So what we need to do is drag in some weight commands in here. So come to controls. Let's drag in some weights. And let's also go back to sounds and drag in more sounds. Okay, and let's change up these sounds. Let's do the first one to say C2 sax, the second one to say G sax, and the third one to say C sax again. And let's see how this sounds. Wait, I stopped it. Now notice how slow that went through the different notes. We need to change these times to 0.25, which is a decimal, which is less than the number 1. So this is a quarter of the time, so less time than 1 second. We're going to use it. Let's see how it sounds. And that sounds much better. It's much smoother. Every time you click it, that's what will be played with the saxophone. Obviously, you can mess around with it. If you know how to play the saxophone or know the different notes, you can obviously change it and make something sound good. But this is something like generic or basic we can start off with. Obviously, creativity in these projects and these Scratch things that we work on is always recommended. I always like to give you guys things to work on after these videos, like different projects, so you guys can be customizing these things however you want it. You can pause the video, do what you want, and come back to the next part. Now, obviously, the next part, we don't just want a saxophone in there. We want to add more stuff. So the next thing I'm going to add is drums, or some sort of drums. So let's do the drum kit because that has everything in there. Now let's move that across the screen somewhere. And what we want to do is make the drum make more sounds. So this one we're going to do it, go back to events. When something is clicked, we want to do like the space bar is clicked, then we're going to play some sounds with the drums. Now let's use the repeat function to make it do it multiple times. And let's try 3. And let's bring some sounds in there. Let's do start sound. We're going to play 2 sounds, and we're going to need the seconds again, so let's go to events. No, sorry, controls to add some seconds in there because we don't want it to play. Because look, if we don't have the seconds, this is how it sounds. And it's just one sound, but these are 2 different sounds or 2 different things. So we have to add seconds in there to space it out. So now look, it plays it 4 times. That's so much better than the 1 time it plays. But we don't want these sounds. We'll change the times again so it won't be that slow. Here you go. And let's play the sound drum bass 2. And let's just try the sound high tom. Let's see how it sounds. That sounds so much better than what we just had. Look at this. Every time I click spacebar, it'll play that sound for me. Now we have this. And we have this. Now we have two different sounds. Obviously, again guys, you can customize these however you want, but let's go on to a new thing. Let's add another one, another instrument or whatever, something for music. Let's add a microphone. Now the microphone, we'll put it in the middle. We're gonna use the up arrow to do it. So in order to do that, you want to go to events. When the up arrow is clicked, we want it to go to sounds. We want it to start a sound. And notice how the microphone has 9 different sounds on it. I'm gonna do something to actually be really cool. Watch this, guys. We want to go to operators. We haven't used this one yet. Let me scroll a little bit. There's something called operators. These are the green stuff. Now what we want to do, we're going to go with the simple one. This is pick random. So do you guys know random number generator or something that picks something random? Well, that's what this is. It's just going to pick a random thing. So like a number generator, it just picks a random number between these numbers. This is exactly what it's doing. It's going to pick a random number between 1 through 10, 1 through 5, 1 through whatever number you pick. Since there's only, how many sounds did I say? Since there's only 9 sounds, we can only do 9 sounds. So it's going to start a sound, and it's going to pick one random sound, 1 through 9. Now, when we click this, it will choose a sound 1 through 9. I also noticed that this one comes with costumes. So look at this, guys. There's a costume, so we can change the costume as well. So whenever the up arrow is clicked, it's going to change to next costume. So there's something called next costume. I forgot what it is. Okay, next costume just goes to the next costume available. So when I click up arrow, it'll do that. But I think that's not smooth enough. It'll go like, we should do this. We should add a wait command. And then let's bring another next costume down here. So whenever the up arrow is clicked, the thing comes up like this, and it goes back down. So it'll change it between those two costumes. Now every time this, it'll play a random sound 1 through 9. It'll go to next costume, which is the thing that comes above the mic. It'll wait 1 second and go back to the original form. Now, with that being said, let's recap what we have. We have a saxophone, some drums, and a microphone in the middle. Now to play the sax, we click on it. To play the microphone, up arrow. To play the drums, the space bar. Now, let's be a little bit creative, guys. Let's add a backdrop to our project. To add a backdrop, you want to come to the right, click stage. I don't know if you guys remember this from last video, but you just click stage. Come to backdrops. You can do one option, which is draw it. 2, download one from the internet and bring it in, which is right here. Let's see, the bottom left. Or the bottom right, you can do it. But it's also on the bottom left. It's the same image. I'm just doing it on the bottom left behind my camera. Let me move my camera. It's right here. So I'm going to do that. And let me choose a random one that they have. So when I choose a random one, it brings me at a pool. So we're going to be at a pool party. Cool. And we're going to start here. Now let's do this. Let's start our project. Let's go full screen. Now, if I just want to play some instruments, I can spacebar. Play the mic. Click the saxophone. And that's everything you can do with this project. You can also add different backdrops. You can add more instruments if you'd like, guys. But be creative with it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little lesson on instruments. These are like 3 different instruments you can use. But if you have more you want to add, or if you know how to play a specific instrument, you can obviously do that on your own after this project. Be creative with it. Add a backdrop that you actually like. I don't know if you want to do it at the pool, but add one that you like. Be creative with the project. And if you guys have any questions, any at all, let me know in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. Bye.